You don't need more content. You don't need to go viral. And you definitely don't need to start dancing in reels. But what you do need is visibility. The kind that makes the right people see you, trust you, and want to work with you. If you're great at what you do, but you still feel invisible, overlooked, or like you're constantly starting from scratch, there's a reason for that. And if you don't fix it, you'll keep working twice as hard for half the results. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 visibility mistakes that keeps great entrepreneurs broke. And I have a feeling that mistake number 3 might be the one that's costing you the most. If you're a service-based entrepreneur working to build a personal brand that attracts premium clients through strategic visuals, authentic presence, and powerful storytelling, you're in the right place. There needs to be an understanding that visibility isn't about being seen. It's about being understood. It's how the right people recognize your value, remember your name, and know that you're the one that they've been looking for. Now let's get to visibility mistake number 1, is that they don't have a clear offer or call to action. You can be doing everything right. You can be visible, consistent, even credible. But if you're not telling people what to do next, they're not going to take that next step. Not because they're not interested, not because they don't trust you, but because you didn't guide them. And if you're not guiding your audience, you're leaving them stuck. You're leaving money on the table. And if you're realizing right now that you don't have a clear offer or you're unsure of what action to even ask for, that's exactly why I created the Personal Brand Visibility Checklist. It's a 10-point self-assessment to help you audit your personal brand's visibility and uncover what's missing between how you're showing up and the clients you actually want to attract. You can grab it using the link down in the description below. If you want to be known, you have to be intentional. If you want your content to convert, you have to offer that next step. And if you're offering something that solves a real problem or creates real transformation, keeping it to yourself isn't humility. It's a disservice to the very people that you're here to serve. Visibility isn't about showing up. It's about standing in your value and being bold enough to lead others toward theirs. Now, visibility mistake number 2 is that they treat showing up like busy work. Now, let's put this into perspective for a moment. Have you ever seen someone online who constantly pops up on your feed, but you still don't know what they actually do? Maybe they're sharing quotes, jumping on every trend, showing up everywhere, but there's no clear message, no consistent presence, no real thread that ties everything together. That may be exactly how people are perceiving you. Not because you aren't showing up, but because you're treating it as if it's something to check off of your to-do list, instead of a chance to build a real connection or lay the foundation for a community. Or worse, you're posting, but it's not actually resonating with the people that you're trying to reach. This is what leads to burnout. This is what leads to hiatus after hiatus, to pivoting every 3 months because nothing seems to be working. But the solution is simpler than you think. Create with strategy. Show up with intention. Do less, more, and more of what actually works, with clarity around your goals, your audience, and the results you're looking to create. In other words, chase clarity and not volume. Visibility mistake number 3 is that they're inconsistent in presence, message, and identity. One of the biggest problems I see with entrepreneurs trying to position themselves as premium is that they want premium clients, but don't want to invest in themselves at that same level, all while simultaneously charging their own clients 4 and 5 figures to access their expertise. And I don't say that to judge. I say that because it shows up in how they present themselves, and their audience can feel it. Their content feels rushed, Their messaging is inconsistent. Their values say one thing, their pricing says another. And when you don't look or sound like the expert you say you are, people don't trust you. And they definitely don't pay you premium rates. In fact, deep down, they may feel like you're trying to scam them a little bit. The truth is, if you want to be seen as a high value asset or partner, you have to show up like it. That means getting clear on your message, committing to the audience you're here to serve, and aligning your personal brand with the experience you want your clients to feel. That's not about being flashy. It's about being consistent, intentional, and professional across every touch point. Simply put, you can't charge premium while still operating with a bootstrap mentality. Now, visibility mistake number 4 is that they don't respect the platform's context. Visibility isn't about being everywhere. It's about showing up with intention, where it matters the most, and in the way that your audience expects to experience you. And I get it. If you're a solopreneur or running lean, it can feel like the easiest option is to copy, paste, and hit publish across every platform. Same content, same caption, same image, done. It makes sense until it doesn't. Because what saves you time on the front end often costs you in engagement, clarity, and credibility on the back end. Every platform has its own rhythm, tone, and culture. What lands on Instagram may feel out of place on LinkedIn. What works in a YouTube description won't connect on Facebook. You don't need brand new content for every platform, but you do need to adapt your tone, your structure, and your message to match the space that you are in. On LinkedIn, people are primed for insights and professional positioning. On Instagram, it's emotion, storytelling, and quick visual appeal. On YouTube, long form, searchable, structured. People come to learn. Even your captions need context. What works as a punchline on Instagram might need clarity on LinkedIn. And on YouTube, your caption might double as a description in a mini sales page. So no, you don't need to start from scratch every time, but you do need to think like a strategist, not just a content machine. When you tailor your message to match the moment, your content becomes more effective without creating more. And if you're short on time, doing it all by yourself, here's what helped me personally. Batch your captions ahead of time with platform context in mind. When you plan before it's time to actually post, you remove the guesswork, the pressure, and the urge to default to just getting something out. You create with clarity and you post with confidence. So if your content isn't performing, the problem might not be the content itself. It might just be that you're speaking the right language, but in the wrong room. Now, visibility mistake number 5 is the one that really talks to me. And that is that they tried to do it all alone. Let me tell you about a moment that hit me hard. A few months ago, I went to a mastermind, Tony Robbins, Dyme, that whole team. And that was the shift for me. Now listen, I've always been willing to invest in myself, from formal schooling, conferences, online courses, cohorts. I'm self-taught in a lot of areas. I've studied, I built things from scratch. But at some point, I looked at everything that I've learned and I had to be honest with myself. There was still a gap, a mismatch between where I was and where I knew I should have been by now. There were blind spots that I couldn't see on my own. And I was done spending more years trying to figure it all out by myself. That's what led me to hiring my own coach. And the clarity that I've gained since, it's hard to describe. But I'll be sharing more of that on an upcoming video. So if this resonates with you, stay tuned for that. Now, support isn't a weakness. It's a strategy. It's a shortcut. If you're realizing that it's time to stop trying to figure it out all on your own, and you're ready for support that actually fits your goals, your audience, and your capacity, I love to invite you to book a one-to-one strategy session. This is where we'll dive into your positioning, your content strategy, and the bigger picture of your personal brand, and map out a plan that actually makes sense for where you are and where you're trying to go. It's not a course. It's not a cookie cutter blueprint. It's a focused session built around you. You'll find the link in the description below. And if it feels aligned, I'll be happy to help support. On the other hand, if you're not quite ready to book, I still want to guide you, right? And you can start by downloading the Personal Brand and Visibility Checklist if you haven't done so already. And make sure to subscribe, because soon I'll be sharing the top 5 lessons that I learned from working with my own business coach. And that genuinely shifted everything for me. If you're building a personal brand rooted in trust, clarity, and authority, you're going to want to hear it. I want to thank you for sticking around here with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Love.